What the hell is going on in San Bernardino? Well, that's a bit of a loaded question. Besides the usual BS, San Bernardino features a variety of areas that have haunting reputations, and today we'll be visiting a few of them. Insane asylums used to be all the rage back in the day. Whether we should bring them back or not, well, that's a different topic. Behind me stands Patton State Hospital, a former insane asylum that operated for over 35 years. Current day, it operates as a forensic psychiatric hospital, but the remnants of the past may still haunt it to this day. In 1893, the asylum opened as the Southern California Asylum for the Insane and Inebriate. The asylum operated for 5 years before they experienced overcrowding and shortness of staff. This was likely due to the fact that this institution was only one of 2 operating in all of Southern California. Over 2,000 people died on the grounds of the asylum. That's not an urban legend or any type of myth or rumor. That's a fact. Some of the specific experimental operations performed here on the occupants include forced hydrotherapy, sterilization, rectal loosening? What the fuck does that even mean? Jesus Christ. Male circumcision and female genital mutilation. But hey, on the bright side, at least they let them do square dancing once a week. Now, I'm not sure if a place could be any more of a hotbed for paranormal activity. You have thousands of bodies buried here, reports of negligence and abuse, and a super dark history. I don't know. Do you guys think it's haunted? So, I'll be honest, I'm not sure if these are like old living quarters or people are currently being housed there. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. And then the museum is actually over here. We'll go check it out right now. But I don't think it's open since it's like almost 8 o'clock. As you guys can see, there's security cameras literally all over. There's another video camera. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know. You guys tell me. Am I just dumb here, or is it normal for smoke to come out of the sewer? I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right, guys. I kind of found a little tucked away spot. This is pretty cool. This looks like it may have been from like the original building, maybe. Because I mean, there's like wooden doors and stuff. And as you can tell, there's a lot of wear on the building. I don't think I'm supposed to be in here right now. I'm like technically not in the area, but I can like walk in like right over here. But I'm not sure if I should. It's like right here. It's probably good I didn't walk in, considering there's literally a security camera right there at that entrance. So that probably wouldn't have been the best idea, to be honest. So here's another really old building. This is I'm kind of in the same area, but as you can see, it still has some of the boarded up windows. Some of the boarded up windows and wooden doors around it. Sorry if I'm being kind of sneaky, guys. There's literally like cops all over here, and I don't think I'm like trespassing, but like I don't think they're too fond of me walking around over here either. Behind me is Satan's Temple, as we're here in Crestline, California. Satan's Temple has been known as the site of child sacrifices and ritualistic dark art practices. We'll be seeing if those practices are still happening today. Now, I'll be honest with you, there's really not too much on this site. Other than the fact that the former head of FBI, Ted Gunderson, claimed that this specific site was used to facilitate child sacrifices and child abuse. Yep.
An informant of mine told me that there was an abandoned satanic site in Crestline, California, up in the mountains. I went up into the mountains and obtained photographs, of the site. The day after the case was made public, the property at this location burned down. This is an abandoned satanic site in Crestline, California. I called the prosecutor And I told the prosecutor I may have located the site where the children claim they were taken, and if you like, I'll be glad to take you there, and then the children can identify it. The prosecutor told me she was not interested. But this is a circle right here. There was some writing in the circle. I didn't photograph that. These are some ovens that were on the site. This was built on the side of the mountain, by the way. There were some steel clamps that were on one of this brick wall, and it appeared that shackles had been attached to them at one time. This is an underground dungeon. I went down here myself. There was a door up above.
Ted Gunderson really was a high-ranking FBI officer, and depending on if you think he's credible, basically a whistleblower. Those two video clips I used are in direct reference to the McMartin preschool case, which is one of the longest and most expensive trials in American history. Now, honestly, that case could be a whole video in itself, but in short, a mother called the police claiming that her 2.5-year-old son had been abused by the grandson of the owner of a preschool in Manhattan Beach, California. All the staff, including the founder, Virginia McMartin, were accused of over 200 accounts of SA against children, but were ultimately indicted due to aggressive tactics made by the district attorney's office to get stories from the children. The district attorney claimed a lot of accusations against the preschool staff and founder, including practicing of satanic rituals and tunnels underneath the preschool. This is all considered BS and was a major result of the satanic panic of the 80s. But 5 years after the trial, some parents from the school hired a private archaeologist to investigate an area on the property where the state didn't investigate. And he said it looked as though there had been evidence of filled-up tunnels, but the courts refused to accept this information, saying it wasn't credible. So the former, now retired FBI agent is basically saying the children mentioned in the Crestline case are the same preschoolers from the McMartin case. That's pretty crazy to consider because he's essentially saying that these children were flown all the way from Manhattan Beach, California to Crestline, which is nowhere near each other, and I'm sure you're saying at this point there's no way that happened. But considering the alarming amount of similar situations we've learned about over the last couple years, maybe it's not that hard to believe when you really think about it.
Wow. I'm not sure I really want to go in there anymore, to be honest.
Alright, so as you guys can see, we currently are inside of the premises of Satan's temple. And you can see this beautiful view of all of the Inland Empire as we're very high up in the mountains right now. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're actually in the shape of a pentagram. So there's one side there, 2 sides there, 3 sides there, 4, the 5th side. And then at our feet, looks like some ne'er-do-wells drew a pentagram. In the middle right there, someone wrote F the devil. So the reason there might not actually be a lot of structures or features here is apparently, according to the former head of FBI, it says they burned a bunch of the buildings and demolished them after that case came out. So that might be why you really only see the little bit of some ruins here now. Alright guys, so real quick, we're going to do a little summoning here, I guess you could say, to see if anything happens. We know that satanic rituals were performed here and that children were sacrificed. If there are any spirits here, demons, or other entities, please make yourself known now. Doesn't seem like anything's going on. bust. There seems to be some type of maybe red paint or something. I mean, I don't think it's blood, but I don't know. I guess you can never really rule it out, considering the place we're in right now. So the last place was kind of a bust, but we're here 2 miles away, only about an 8-minute drive from a place where a tragic accident occurred. And that's where we're going to be doing our paranormal investigation right now. On Christmas Day 2003, 16 people would unfortunately lose their lives in a giant debris flow that hit Crestline, California. Behind me is St. Sophia Camp, the site of where the mudslide first hit and impacted the area the hardest.
Two months before the mudslide took place, a large fire had run through the area, leaving burn scars throughout sections of the forest. These burn scars basically turned the soil of the forest waterproof due to chemically altering the soil. This allowed for what it would have just been puddles of rain to essentially turn into an entire stream that collected debris and plant material as it gained speed going down the mountain. To be exact, fire and rescue officials said those hit by the mudslide would have seen a 12-foot tall wall of mud containing entire trees and boulders traveling at a top speed of 45 miles per hour. The mudslide first hit St. Sophia Camp, where it took the lives of several victims, including the camp caretaker, his wife, and 3 children. More victims were swept downstream in Waterman Canyon, all the way to downtown San Bernardino, where the bodies of 2 children from the camp were identified. The last body recovered was of an 11-year-old boy whose body was found over 15 miles from the camp in Colton, California, a testament to how strong the flash flood really was.
On Christmas Day 2003, 16 people would unfortunately lose their lives. Oh, there's a fucking deer just crossed right over there. Oh shit, get it. So, it seems like we ran into a bit of a problem. Um, there's still actually currently people working at the camp, so it's going to be a little hard to actually get in. This is a private camp. It's owned by, I believe, some type of church. So it seems like there are currently people staffed here. We've discovered a bunch of fur, or maybe feather. That looks like fur on the ground. Not sure what that's from. It's a little eerie, to be honest. As far as I know, there's no Bigfoots or anything over here, but I guess we'll find out. So, we're currently walking the Heart Rock Trail. If you guys don't know, the Heart Rock Trail is like a pretty popular hiking trail that's like right next to the camp, and we're kind of looking for an entrance point to where maybe we could cross over into a part of the camp where there's not as many people. So we've been walking for a while along the trail, and we kind of found a dead spot that's like right next to some of the camp buildings. It doesn't seem that anyone's occupying these. We were kind of worried that maybe there was like summer camp or something, so thank God it doesn't look like there is. But we're just going to try to do a little paranormal speaking section right here and see if we can get any response. So we know a mudslide went through here, and it unfortunately took the lives of the caretaker of this camp as well as his family. If you guys are still here, residing here at the camp, could you please give us a sign if you're here? Do you hear that? You don't hear talking? Okay, I turned my light off. That way the people inside can't see me, but I'm literally right outside of the gate. If there are any spirits here that died as a result of the mudslide and have not been laid to rest, please give me a sign that you're here. Please give us any type of sign.
Well, guys, unfortunately, we didn't find anything, but at least I hope I was able to tell you guys some cool stories and show you some pretty cool, interesting spots that maybe you could check out yourself sometime with caution, of course. But yeah, that's all, and remember, they are with us.